Insecurities is not just about the way you look and your posture and the money you have. Sometimes it's your abilities. A lot of people are insecure of their lack thereof of abilities. And not saying they don't have abilities, just where they're at in the moment, those abilities are not really serving. And it's so important when people are young to pour into them and share with them what you see. I always was able to identify my children's skills, their personalities. I never put them all in one pot and try to make them all have the same flavor. We are all so flavorful, and if you understand who you are and what your seasonings are and your season, you'll have so much more success. This insecure person can be very dangerous. Some people look at people who are insecure as, oh, they're just over there, they're not saying much. And a lot of times they're not saying much, but I find them to be very passive aggressive. And that can be very dangerous. They can be barriers to your success, to the things you're trying to do, because they'll block it. And you don't even understand until you're somewhere down the road and you're like, oh, wow, they was blocking this whole time. What? And that's because of their own insecurities, and they see in you what they don't see in themselves, and that makes them even more insecure. So if you're dealing with young people in any capacity, if they're your relative, if you're a teacher, coach, or whatever, pour into them. And when you see the greatness in them, share it with them, not just one and done, but often. That's one thing I can say, with confidence and security and, and who you are. Growing up, I got poured into. And so I poured that same type of energy into my children, because I understood at an early age where my securities came from. And I always wanted my children to at least have that type of experience of, you are great. There is no boundaries, Unfortunately, I didn't realize it to the full extent of it until after my mother passed away. Where growing up, she used to always say to me and my dad, oh, you could do anything. My mother used to say, oh, my Sherry can do that. If someone said, Miss Jessie, I have a headache. Oh, my Sherry, she could help you with that. I'm like, what? I'm a child. How can I help somebody with a headache? But that's how much faith she had in my abilities. And so I just rocked with it, because I loved her. I knew she loved me, and I knew she wasn't going to, tell me something that was too crazy. My father as well. But it wasn't until after I became her caregiver and had to do some remarkable things that I did realize I can do anything. And with that posture, it propelled me so much further in the things that I do personally and professionally. And I realized this is so important to pour into young people, that the belief in them that they can do anything. Don't discourage them, but encourage them. This is all about faith over fear, not being insecure and looking around and trying to see who you can trip up. That's not serving. So I just wanted to come on here real quick and just, talk about that. It was just on my heart, on my mind, and I wanted to get it out. Again, my content is all about evergreen. This is my legacy, sharing information that's in my heart, in my spirit, in my soul, so that my future's future can one day look back and be like, wow, I'm resonating with that. That's what's up. That's whatever they're gonna call me, Mama, Nana, grandma, whatever the name. Definitely mom, because that's what I am now. That's what she was thinking, and I'm glad that she left this nugget back for me. So I hope everyone has a great day. It's been my pleasure talking and chatting with you. I am Coach Sherry.